What is going on, guys? How you all doing today? RangoVidsMango12 here, and I am back again for a second video today. And I just uploaded a video revealing some information about Miles Morales getting a new series called Spider-Man. And you guys seem to be flipping out a little bit because you think that Miles Morales is replacing Peter Parker, when in reality, he's not replacing Peter Parker. Peter Parker is becoming his mentor. There was nothing ever said about Miles replacing Peter. It's hard to explain, but don't worry, Peter is still going to be, like, in the Marvel Universe. He's still going to be in it as frequently as he is right now. He's not actually being replaced, so don't worry about that, just to clear that up. And if you haven't seen that Miles Morales video, then go ahead and check it out at the end of this video by clicking the annotation on the screen. But now we've got here Ultimate Spider-Man issue 13, and this is the greatest issue of the entire Ultimate Spider-Man series. Most people think so anyway, and it's actually quite funny because when people think back to like the best issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, out of all the 200 plus issues, everyone just thinks back to issue 13 at the very beginning, and it's quite hilarious actually because there's 200 issues and the most memorable one is 13 issues in. It's really weird, but yeah guys, you're about to witness the awesomeness of just how good Brian Michael Bendis is at writing, and of course the artwork by Mark Bagley of all the close-ups on the faces and stuff like that, so keep that in mind. This issue is pretty much going to have no Spider-Man in it. This is just going to be Peter and Mary Jane sat in Peter's room talking, and it is awesome, so let's jump into it. So the issue begins with Peter and Mary Jane sat on Peter's bed in his bedroom, and Peter's about to say this massive reveal, and I'm not going to say whether it's about Spider-Man or whether it's about him confessing his love for her or whatever. You're just going to have to read it right now, and it is just so awesome. And as you can see, he's kind of making sure she does not say anything, and I think it's kind of already given it away right now that he's saying that he can't tell anyone and stuff like that. So I'm just going to straight up say he reveals his identity, that he's Spider-Man, to Mary Jane, and it is phenomenal. One of the greatest moments in an Ultimate Spider-Man series out of all 200 plus issues. And yes, I do say 200 plus because yes, that's including the Miles Morales comics as well. I also love just how serious Peter is when he reveals it. Like, he just kind of says, I'm Spider-Man, and gives her this proper serious look. And Mary Jane just bursts out laughing with amazement that Peter would actually think that he's Spider-Man. Because what you've got to remember is that Peter has been bullied his entire life in school. He's such a nerd, he's so skinny, he's like a twig, and everything Mary Jane has seen just does not show that he's Spider-Man. So Peter starts leaping around the room, sticking to walls and everything, bombing it from wall to wall, and Mary Jane's face is just a picture, and obviously, literally it is a picture, but what I mean is, she is just absolutely flabbergasted at what she's seeing, and I think she's actually pretty scared of him right now because it's not exactly a normal thing to be doing, sticking to walls and flipping about around the room all of a sudden. So Peter's gone from this nerdy skinny kid who has no athleticism whatsoever to being able to backflip off a 10-story building and land on his feet. So it's pretty crazy. I also absolutely love Aunt May in the Ultimate Spider-Man series because she's kind of like a younger Aunt May, so she's still with the times. She seems like one of those like Aunt May's like grandmas that can still use modern day technology, which I think is awesome. And that means that Aunt May suspects that Mary Jane and Peter are getting up to hanky-panky, and I think that's just brilliant how she kind of makes a joke out of it when Peter says that they're studying, and she just kind of has like a sarcastic remark. Thought that was awesome. But as you can see, Peter is explaining to Mary Jane what happened when he got bit by the spider and it turned him into Spider-Man. And if you remember, that spider also almost bit Mary Jane as well because that landed on her as well. So she's kind of like a little bit buzzed up about that. And Peter's just in the background like, oh god, like kind of shrugging his shoulders like, yeah, whatever. And of course, the first thing that Mary Jane asks for when she finds out that he's Spider-Man is something that I think all of us would ask for, is to ask to be swung round over the city. He just straight up says, hell no. Mary Jane also talks about how everybody at school loves Spider-Man and he's similar to a rock star. She compares him to being famous and everything like that. And she says, why don't you just tell everyone at school that you are Spider-Man? And that's when Peter gets into the whole thing about danger and his villains knowing who he is and putting other people in danger and stuff like that. And that is when Mary Jane begins to understand just how dangerous it can be to know this secret. And especially with Aunt May knowing that Peter's going out there every night, maybe not returning, that's a little bit frightening. Now guys, I hope you're paying close attention to Brian Michael Bendis' writing and of course Mark Bagley's artwork with the close-ups on the faces and stuff like that, because it is just so incredibly awesome. You can literally feel the emotion and the romance in the room, if you know what I mean. Like, look at these two. It's like you're watching two people on a TV series like finally getting together, and it just kind of makes you really giddy and dead excited, and it is awesome. And of course Mary Jane delivers the "Face It Tiger, you just hit the jackpot" famous line, and it was awesome, and in my opinion so much better than the 616 universe version of Mary Jane. I mean, everything about these two characters, Peter and Mary Jane, in the Ultimate Universe just fits so perfectly. Once you really know the characters like I do, like once you've read every issue, like which you guys will have done when I've reviewed them all, you'll understand as well. It's just, it's like so much nostalgia seeing these two characters like this again. And as you can see, Aunt May actually phoned Mary Jane's parents, and this is something that I actually want to build upon right now and talk about, is Mary Jane's parents in the Ultimate Universe are extremely strict. Like, her mother is kind of just like, you know, daughter's best friend, but her father is probably the meanest person on the planet. And one of the greatest issues is where Peter picks up Mary Jane's father with one hand because he's so angry at him, and we'll get to that later. I can't remember what issue it is, but it's awesome. But as you can see, Aunt May was trying to give Peter the talk, and he was just getting straight up embarrassed about it. But Mary Jane had to go home, and Peter said that he'd call her, or she'd call him. And seeing these characters like this again, just all happy and sort of getting into the relationship stage, it's brilliant, and one of my favourite issues of the entire Ultimate Spider-Man series. So guys, even the front cover is just epic. Like, look at that. But guys, I want to know what you thought about this issue. Let me know in the comment section below. And also, if you really liked this issue, then hit like button and the subscribe button. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. You could probably tell that from the very beginning what score I was going to give this, because this is my favourite issue, as I've already said. And man, it's made me excited and giddy now. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Guys, go to the links in the descriptions, follow me on Twitter and Facebook for all your comic book news updates, and of course all your giveaway updates and stuff like that. Don't forget to check out my recent video of Miles Morales getting a new comic book series after the Secret Wars event finishes. It's really worth checking that out, so click the annotation at the end of this video to go straight there. Guys, hit the subscribe button on this video, hit like button, and I'll see you guys in my next video.